Howdy do! I'm Tony Beer Whisperer. How the heck are you? So I've got one here. I have the Four Hands Alter Ego Black IPA. It is 5.5%. And my dishwasher's done. I timed that right, didn't it? Anyways, I digress. It's 5.5%. It uses Citra and Zythos hops. They describe it as citrusy and vibrant. They don't give any other information than that on the website as far as IBUs are concerned. The aroma is what you expect from a beer like this. It is bright and citrusy. For damn sure. Certainly getting some grapefruit zest. There's some bright tropical fruit notes as well. Let's take a drink. Oh, very nice. Light to medium bodied, I would say. Wow, that's nice. Oh, that is very nice. Yeah, kind of grows on you there. Body was a little bit lighter than I was expecting, but it's not watery by any means. Get a little bit of that malt in early on, followed by a whole lot of hops that just kind of linger. It just kind of, you're sitting there taking a drink, and then as I was talking to you, I just start feeling, oh yeah, that's nice. Yeah, it is good. I am a fan of Four Hands. There's the front of the can. Let me show you the other side of the can. You have this two-faced looking character. I do like the style. I've been a fan of the style since the very first one I had. And the first one I had was the... my angle got screwed up there. Sorry about that. The first one of the style that I had would have to be considered a double or imperial version of the style. It was R.J. Rocker's Black Pearl. And I have to be honest with you, as far as this style goes, a black IPA, I am a bigger fan of the larger versions of. Because sometimes you see smaller versions, or, I won't say session because it is 5.5%, but more sessionable versions, I guess, for lack of a better word. I'm using that to kind of block my glare, if you can see. Yeah, I love the larger versions because they tend to be deeper. They're more malt complex or more hop complex. Some of these lighter versions that I've had tend to feel watery to me, but I do like this one. I am a fan of the R.J. Rocker's Black Pearl. The Stone Sublimely Self-Righteous, the Firestone Walker Wookie Jack, those are probably the big three. But Piney River, another one of my favorite breweries you've heard me talk about, does their Masked Bandit Black IPA, which is absolutely gorgeous. I think it runs 7%, so, This at 5.5. Again, I won't use the word session to describe it. But, I think this is certainly a beer you could session. How about that? I'm not going to call it a session beer, but, how about that? Now, It's good. It does all the flavors right, but it does not overwhelm your palate. So if you were drinking more than one, for instance, if you picked up a 6-pack of this and was going to, a barbecue picnic, card game, etc., this is a beer that you certainly give you some flavor. I tend to look at dark beers like this, especially when it is wintertime, it is cooler, and that may be kind of a falsehood, but these are when these beers seem comforting to me. But the nature of this beer is that I could drink or bring 6 to a card game and drink it, say, over, the 3 to 4 hour period of the card game. At 5.5%, I don't think it's going to put my winky in the mud. and it's a beer that you're certainly going to have some flavor to. With that, I mean, you don't want that big 7, 8, 9, 10% beer if you're going to a card game. The flavors on this, though, are perfect. Everything is balanced very well. I mean, it is an IPA, so it is, the balance is naturally shifted to that hop end. That should be expected. You do taste some of those dark malt characteristics here. But they don't overwhelm the hops. And I think that's kind of the key is the folks that I've talked to that don't like this style seem to feel that it just doesn't balance right between the dark and the hops. For me, that's what I love about this style. But this is one that certainly is put together well. Meaning that they don't conflict with each other. Let me say that. Let me say it that way. The dark malts do not conflict with the hops in this particular effort. But I'm being honest when I tell you I'm a fan of the style. But as far as smaller versions, non-imperial versions, non-double versions of the style, under 6% versions of the style, let's say that, I think this is actually one of my favorite, and it's growing on me the more I'm drinking it. The roasted barley notes are beautiful. And then the finish is what's really gorgeous about it. Hold on. Well, there it goes again. Finish is semi-dry. Got those big citrus notes coming at you. Those tropical fruit notes are absolutely beautiful from the Citra hops. It just again, they describe it as citrusy and vibrant. It does everything they say it does. And I ran a whole lot longer than I expected to because sometimes I just ramble on. I do that. It's kind of my thing. At this point, it's kind of expected of me. But anyways, I digress. Let me show you the can one more time. Alter Ego Black IPA. Let me show you the funky looking character there they drew. Four Hands. I am a fan of Four Hands. If you ever get a chance to go to the brewery, do so. Actually, I haven't had a chance to drink at the brewery yet. That is one that I've always seemed to miss when I've been up in St. Louis, and I hadn't been there in a while. So I met Heath at Macadoodles, who's a representative for Four Hands, a couple months back when they did a tap takeover. They didn't have this beer out yet, but I remember him talking to me about it. So, hey, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Four Hands. This is a great beer, great black IPA of Four Hands Alter Ego. You know, sometimes as I'm doing a video, I'm getting so focused in on certain notes that I'm missing notes. And then when I sit down and relax and take a drink of the beer, other things start to come up. So I wanted, even though I ran that one a little longer than I wanted to add a little addendum. Excuse me. It is bright and citrusy, as I explained before. But as this warmed up, the malt notes become more apparent. It balances everything, melds together even more so. And I said what I liked about it before was the finish. But I'm also getting these interesting peppercorn-like notes right at the very end. Right at the end. They just kind of dance on your tongue right in the finish. It's very nice. Combined with all that citrus that it has, those tropical fruit-like notes, it's very nice. This is one of, this is my first can of a six-pack, so maybe towards my last can of the six-pack, I might have to do a second video telling you things that I missed out of this one. So anyway, this is Tom the Beer Whisperer, and now I'm done wasting your time.